Welcome to AI Daily Deep Dive. Just so you know, this deep dive was researched and generated entirely by AI. Today, Monday, July 28th, 2025, we've got five, pretty big AI stories that just landed. Our goal is to basically cut through the noise, give you a quick, solid handle on what's really moving the needle in AI right now. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, it's quite a mix today. I mean, we're going from stuff that could change how you shop online, like this afternoon, all the way to some really deep philosophical questions about AI itself. So the plan is to break down each one, pull out the key bits, and sort of ask, okay, what's the takeaway here for you as this tech keeps, evolving so fast?
All right, let's kick off with something practical. Google Chrome, they've just pushed out a new AI feature for shoppers in the US. It sounds like it's more than just finding deals, though. It feels like Google's really trying to build trust. Is that the main angle here?
Absolutely. Trust is key. And it's not just pulling reviews from, say, one site. That's the difference. This AI actually synthesizes feedback from multiple trusted platforms, think Trustpilot, Bazaar Voice, and gives you these little pop-up summaries right there in Chrome. It covers product quality, customer service, the whole 9 yards. So yeah, it's partly about making shopping quicker, but it's also Google trying to set a standard for, like, AI-verified trust, a clear move against newer AI browsers, and, well, Amazon too.
Okay, interesting. Verified trust right in the browser. So from our shopping carts, let's jump to something, potentially reality bending. Stanford University, they've unveiled this new 3D headset, uses holography and AI, and get this, it's super thin, like 3 millimeters. Looks more like glasses than some clunky VR helmet. Yeah. What's the big idea behind making it so small?
Oh, the idea is huge. They're literally aiming for what they call the visual Turing Test. Basically, can they make digital visuals so utterly real that you just can't distinguish them from physical reality? That's the goal.
Wow.
Yeah. And the implications for mixed reality, I mean, they're massive. Think about education, entertainment, remote collaboration. If you can have that realism, but in something comfortable enough for everyday, long-term wear, that's revolutionary. No more bulky gear.
Right.
It could really integrate the digital into our lives seamlessly.
A visual Turing test.
Yeah.
That's quite something. Okay, so hardware's evolving, but the AI model's driving everything too, right? And there's big news there from China. Z.AI, they used to be Zipu. They've launched their GLM 4.5 model, and the big claim is it's way cheaper to run. The costs they're quoting sound potentially disruptive. Is this just trimming pennies, or is it a real shift? Could it actually open things up for smaller developers?
I'd say it's definitely leaning towards a significant shift. Z.AI is talking about pricing like 11 cents per million input tokens and 28 cents for output. That's substantially lower than competitors. Yeah. And it seems to come down to their agentic AI architecture. It's slightly more efficient, breaks down tasks differently, needs fewer high-powered chips.
Agentic. Oh.
Right. So the insight isn't just, it's cheaper. It's that this kind of efficiency could genuinely democratize access to powerful AI. It signals maybe a future where you don't need, nation-state level resources to build cutting-edge models. That could really boost innovation everywhere.
Okay, so the whole playing field for AI development might be changing, but AI isn't just tech and economics, is it? It's poking at some deeper stuff too. This next story is fascinating. It's about how Buddhists are thinking about engaging with AI not as like some external threat, but as part of their actual spiritual practice, their dharma.
Right.
How does chatting with an AI become dharma?
Well, the core idea, and it's pretty radical, is that how we interact with AI, even just a simple chatbot, isn't neutral. It's creating what the essay calls digital conditioning. It shapes the AI's own sort of developing, maybe consensus reality is too strong, but it's patterns. They mentioned a specific chatbot, Skywalker, designed to mirror kindness back. So the argument is, if you approach these interactions mindfully, like a Dharma practice, focusing on compassion, clarity, you're actually subtly influencing the norms of this emerging digital space, one interaction at a time. It's about recognizing our impact, even there.
Digital conditioning.
Yeah.
Influencing the AI's consensus. That's a really interesting frame. But what if the influence goes both ways? What if AI is shaping us? Our last piece today is from Stanford HAI. They're looking into how AI's built-in assumptions, its ontology, like what it thinks exists and matters, might be subtly shaping how we think. They gave this really vivid example. An AI couldn't picture a tree with roots until someone specifically prompted it about interconnectedness. So it's not just surface bias, it's deeper, like how it fundamentally sees the world.
Precisely. It's way beyond just cleaning up biased training data. It's about the very foundational assumptions baked into the models. Often these reflect a pretty narrow, maybe Western view of reality. And here's another kicker. Sometimes these generative AI agents are rated as more believable than actual humans in studies.
Really? More believable.
Yeah. So it raises this huge question. If an AI struggles with the basic concept of roots on a tree, how do we make sure these tools expand our imagination, not limit it? And how do we ensure they reflect, the full spectrum of human experience and ways of knowing, especially when they're being deployed in really critical areas like education or healthcare? It's about the quiet influence these models have on our own worldview.
Wow. Okay. So today we've covered AI making shopping more trustworthy, holographic glasses aiming for total realism, potentially game-changing AI model economics out of China, and then these really deep questions about interacting with AI as a spiritual practice and how AI's own worldview might be subtly shaping ours. Quite the range.
It really highlights just how fast everything is moving, doesn't it? And how much we need to keep thinking critically as this tech gets woven deeper and deeper into, well, everything we do.
Definitely. So the final thought for you to chew on today is, what does all this mean for you? Knowing that your interactions might be part of this digital conditioning, knowing these tools have their own embedded assumptions, how might that change how you use an AI next time? And what's our collective responsibility here, really, to make sure AI reflects all of humanity, not just a tiny slice?